What's up, guys? This is a video about whether or not the Sasquatch knows what you're saying, whether they can just infer somehow mentally, even without being able to hear you possibly, what your intentions are or what it is that your feelings are. And I certainly believe that they can do that, but I was really inspired by Nathan Rio's video about, I think it's entitled, "It Knew What We Were Saying." And I had been thinking about this for a few weeks because I watched the Marble Mountain video recently. I was showing my wife some just evidences of Sasquatch and showed her the video and the structure, supposed Sasquatch structure, pardon me, that the guys found before they see this Bigfoot walking down the mountain. But as I'm watching this video, the Marble Mountain footage, I start to realize that I think, based on the actions of this Sasquatch coming down the mountain, he knows what at least some members of the group are thinking. And I did a little breakdown here. I just jotted down some timelines. I used the stabilized version that MK Davis put out of the Marble Mountain footage. It's 3 minutes and 45 seconds long, and it starts after they find the structure, and it starts already with the Sasquatch ascending down the mountain. So the video starts, and at the, I think it's a 26-second mark, you hear a voice of this adolescent, youth, teenager, young adult, who says, "I don't see nothing." Now there's three main voices that you got to pay attention to throughout this video, because they're all behind the camera. There's a gentleman filming, there's another older guy with them who he ends up passing the camera to take a look at what they're seeing, and then there's this individual who makes a statement at 26 seconds, "I don't see nothing." So as the Sasquatch is traveling down the mountain, this is my claim, on two different occasions the Sasquatch imitates the motion that you would do if you were aiming down the barrel of a rifle. So the first time we see the Sasquatch do that is at 40 seconds into the stabilized version that MK Davis has released for our benefit. So the video goes on, and they watch this thing, and they're talking about it. But you see the initial voice of this guy who says, "I don't see anything." Okay, so he's in denial. Everybody else is watching the Sasquatch. He either can't see it legitimately, or he's so in denial he's not even trying to see it. Then the older gentleman clarify for the individual, "Where is it? Look, it's here." I think they even let him look through the camera at one point. So nearly 3 minutes elapse in between he makes that statement at 26 seconds. He can't see it, and the Sasquatch makes the initial. You just see him turn and kind of do this at them. So at 3 minutes and 6 seconds, you hear that same young adult voice say, "I say we bag him." So now he's legitimately talking about shooting the Sasquatch. You see what his intentions are. He wants to shoot it. He says, "We'll get some good money for it. We can tranquilize the sucker." So at 3:18, the gentleman who presumably owns the camera, who's initially taken the video, says, "The photo proof is all we need." And he zooms back in at 3:22 to the Sasquatch coming down, as the kid says again, "Not good proof though. That wouldn't be good proof," he says. At 3:25, the kid says, "We could actually show up with the Sasquatch sleeping in a cage, okay?" So, and he says that would be proof for you at 3:28. At 3:33 is where we see the Sasquatch do the motion again. He does something with his hand. It almost looks like this, as though he was shielding his eye from the sun and looking. I don't know what this is supposed to mean, but immediately after, he again does this motion that I'm interpreting as a human being aiming a firearm. So I feel like the Sasquatch could almost feel the intention of this individual as he's coming down off the mountain, and it's just ironic that he would 2 times make that motion as though he were aiming a rifle. And the kid declares, "We ought to shoot it, we should tranquilize it, put it in a cage, this and that," and he's the only one saying that. But it just makes you think twice, because I never thought this the first time I had watched the video, or the second or third time for that matter. I mean, it may have bounced off my head, but I didn't know enough about Sasquatch to really think about it and realize it, and it just kind of went over my head. But now I rewatched the video with my wife this time, and I'm going, look at that. He's imitating, aiming a gun right as they're talking about shooting it and tranquilizing it, and it's just really a coincidental, serendipitous thing that I think is really easily overlooked. So just wanted to mention that to people. Maybe go take a look at that Marble Mountain video footage. I'll try to link the MK Davis stabilized version in the information here underneath the video. But take a look at it and see if you come to the same conclusion that I do, and see if you really think that possibly that Sasquatch is imitating human behavior. A very interesting thing to consider. All right, have a nice day.